I believe that everyone has at least one great story that only they can tell. My best story is dedicated to discovering these tales and releasing them into the wild, one guest at a time. I'm Travis Tidmore. Join me as I discover Brandon Dawson's best story. Brandon, what's your
Hi.
backstory?
Um, I'm from small panhandle West Texas town of Amarillo. I grew up, born and raised in Texas. I went to college just down the road from Amarillo in Canyon, Texas, which is an even smaller town, at West Texas A&M University. It's the sister school to big sister Texas A&M. But we handle cows, and they handle like engineering. After I got my degree in theater performance, and after that I went straight to Las Vegas, Nevada, and went to University of Nevada, Las Vegas, where I got my MFA in acting. We always said that MFA, like once you get your MFA stands for motherfucking actor. But they didn't put that on the paper whenever I graduated. That was which is upsetting, but
That's disappointing.
that's just super sad. And then after that, I moved back and I accepted an adjunct faculty position at WT, teaching voice and movement, which has kind of become my specialty in teaching because I taught that the 3 years that I was at UNLV, and I'm teaching acting for the camera. I taught improv, teaching a couple like intro to theater courses, which are like they're fun. I actually enjoy it. It's a lecture course, and I get to just stand up and monologue to people. What we're trained as actors to do, just stand up there and monologue. But yeah, I'm acting as much as I can. I'm part of the road show with Clarence Gilliard and Cherie Wilson of Walker, Texas Ranger fame.
Nice.
We do Driving Miss Daisy, which is fun. It's super fun. We went in October. We traveled through Texas and performed it in Greenville, Texas. We performed it at College Station at Big Sister Texas A&M.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I spend my days, now that we're completely online, I spend my days like answering emails and every once in a while getting to Zoom in and see my students. But mainly I'm just sitting in this little closet room doing voiceover because I have so much time to do it now.
So, Brandon, what is your best story?
Oh God, I've got a few. I have a couple things that happened whenever we were in Vegas. But like it's Vegas, everybody's got their Vegas stories. Like getting like drunk on the strip or drunk on Fremont Street, or going back to your car which is parked at a casino and walking by somebody and he's like, "Hey, I got Coke and Molly," and then that's all he said to you, and then kept walking. that happened, and we've been there for like 3 months, and somebody did that. It was like, "Oh, welcome to Las Vegas," I guess. It was great. But my first summer, after my first year at UNLV, we made a trip to California with Rachel's parents and her brother. Rachel's my wife, for those listening. We made a trip to California. We were going to go to San Francisco. We were going to go to Yosemite. We were going to go to Sequoia. And so we did all of that. It was great. It was like the second time I've been in California. The only time I've been to California, not to LA. We fell in love with San Francisco and like the Bay Area, but like who doesn't fall in love with that area? But whenever we were in Yosemite, we decided to climb to the top of Yosemite Falls. We were going to be there one day. We were going to climb to the top of Yosemite Falls, as if that was like a good idea. For those of you that haven't been to Yosemite National Park, that don't know, Yosemite Falls is the second tallest waterfall at least in the Western Hemisphere, if not the second tallest in the world. It's
Really?
the height of 3 Empire State Buildings stacked on top of each other. Yeah, it's very high up to get to the top of it. And so we it's like every obstacle. Actually, it's not like every obstacle in your life. Every obstacle in your life, usually you stand at the bottom of it and you're like, how am I ever going to overcome this? It just seems completely insurmountable. And it's like, well, you just take one step at a time and eventually you find your way to the top. Now, I was standing at the bottom of Yosemite Falls and I thought, this is cake. That's easy. It's just a bunch of water. Who cares? Not very tall. Um, and so we started around like 10 a.m. We start heading up, and it is steep, like very steep from the get-go. And I didn't realize that it was about to be another 6 hours of that steep the whole way up. And so we've got like, I've got a backpack on and it's like loaded with water and with like the smallest amount of snacks ever, because we thought that it was going to be just like I thought it was going to be like an easy hike. Not at all.
Just a
And
leisurely walk.
Yeah, just like a nice walk through the forest. It's going to be beautiful. We'll see the waterfall will be to our right the whole time. It's going to be beautiful. Amazing photos. It's going to be great. So we're walking and walking and walking. And after, I think it was, I mean, it's not that we're not hikers. Like there's plenty of hiking in Vegas you would never expect, but like there's mountains near Vegas with forests and stuff. Yeah, like there's plenty to do in Vegas. So we would hike all the time when we were in Vegas, but like this was another animal. And we're like 3 hours into it, and I'm, pouring through water so fast. And we start to really get to like these switchbacks where we're kind of closer to the waterfall, and we're just like getting blasted with spray from the waterfall the whole way. So like you're like kind of wet, it's like super humid, and the sun's out, and you're hot. And we run out of water, and we're like not even halfway. We're not even halfway up. So we're like, oh God, I think like if we don't get water, like this isn't going to be good. So we're walking and walking and walking, and I'm seeing like there's streams that are running down the mountain, and some of them would like intersect with the path. And so like it would cross over the path, and there's like tiny waterfalls of the stream flowing. And so I was like, you know what? Like Bear Grylls always like, he said like you need your vitamins and your minerals, right? But like I feel like he always said that if the water is moving, it's fine to drink. Am I wrong? Like it's not safe to drink?
I don't think that's correct. I don't think that's correct.
I don't know. I was thirsty. So I'm like, you know what? We're out of water. I'm gonna drink this water. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm gonna drink this water. And so I stoop down and I'm just like filling up my water bottle and I'm drinking this water, and it's like super cold. It's crisp. I feel like it's like everything that Dasani wishes it was. And these other guys, these couple of dudes that must have like started at 6 a.m. whenever you're supposed to start that hike, are on their way back down from it, and they're passing by us and they're like, hey, don't drink that water. And I was like, whoa, what? He's like, yeah, don't drink that water. My buddy was drinking that water the other day and he hasn't been able to get out of bed or leave the bathroom since then. And I was like, no. I thought if it was moving. Bear Grylls. So I was like, but like I didn't want to like seem like an idiot. You know what I mean? Like you gotta like you're a man in the wilderness. You gotta be tough. Like what if there's bears or something? You gotta be tough. So I was like, nah, man. I gotta steal or whatever. So I fill up our water bottles and we keep trekking on up. Yeah, we were hiking for like another good like 2.5, almost 3 hours more. Just switchbacks back and forth, always so steep. And what's dumb about it is like it's on a mountain. You would think like rocky and like you're like climbing over boulders and stuff like that. No, it's like sand the whole way up. So you know how like whenever you're walking on a beach and it gets like really tough to walk on the beach because your feet keep sinking in the sand? Yeah. It's that, but at like a 30-degree incline for 8 hours.
No.
And I never would have made this. I never would have made it to the top if it wasn't for Rachel. Because like she was like super supportive and like, okay, well, let's take another break. She never volunteered to like carry all the water, which I don't think is fair. Like I carried the water, but like she was super supportive. Like she wanted to see me succeed. So we finally make it to the top. And if you ever have the opportunity to go to Yosemite, first off, go to Yosemite National Park. It's an amazing experience. Such a beautiful park. Beautiful. I mean, I think pretty sure it was the first national park, and
I have no idea.
it's breathtaking.
I've heard it's beautiful.
It's breathtaking. Like El Cap and Yosemite Falls and Bridal Veil Falls, like it's truly beautiful. So we finally make it to the top, and making it to the top is absolutely what made it worth it. Like you get a view over the entire valley. This massive waterfall is pouring over, falling thousands and thousands of feet, just inches away from you. It's falling. We've got some of the best photos we've ever taken. It was amazing up there. And so we get to the top, and you just kind of have to sit for a while after that kind of experience. And so we're sitting up there, we're eating a bit of a sandwich, and we look over, and there's this young couple with like a toddler and a baby that made it to the top. And this is a baby that cannot, like, it's a baby. It cannot walk.
Yeah.
It's maybe like a year old, if that. I was like, did you climb this whole way with a baby on your back? How long did it take you? What do your legs look like? Because I was like, I couldn't make it with just like 2 bottles of water in a backpack. And this guy carried a baby, and then that toddler didn't make it the whole way. So at some point you carried the toddler too. And so it put a lot of things into perspective for me. That I'm like, I'm probably weak, and maybe I just don't have like a very strong resolve. The hike back coming down from Yosemite Falls is almost just as hard, because it's so steep, because you're just like trying to stop yourself from slipping and falling and rolling down a hill for like another 3 hours. So again, this is another time where it's like Rachel's like guidance and support is invaluable. Because she's encouraging me and letting me know that I can do it, even though like at every corner I'm like sitting down and I'm like almost in tears, because I'm like, I don't want to walk anymore. I've been walking for 7 hours. I don't want to walk anymore. She's like, shut up, keep moving. Because like, of course, Rachel's like fit as a fiddle her whole life.
Full of energy.
Yeah, full of energy. Just never. She's like, hey, you want to do it again? Made it to the bottom. You want to go again? No, no, I'm gonna die. So we're walking down. We're walking through the sand. We're walking down this whole mountain again. Eventually the waterfall vanishes from view, and you're just like kind of in the forest again. And I start to forget, like, what was it even worth it? Why was it even worth it? I can't even see the stupid waterfall. Who even made this place a stupid park? We finally we make it to the bottom. I think it was close to 8 hours round trip for us to do that. Yeah, I think it was like 4.5 up, 3.5 down, or 5 up, 3 down, something like that. Just like just too long to be hiking. Just too long to have been hiking. And we get back down. We're going back to the car, because we drove into Yosemite. We had rented a house that was outside of the park. We get back to the car. We make it all the way back to the house. We have dinner that night, and we're finally going to bed. And I fall asleep almost instantly, because it's like the biggest, it's like the largest, it is hands down the largest physical feat I've ever accomplished in my life. So I was tired. Rachel, on the other hand, did not have a good night that night, because of how much effort like her body exerted whenever she finally like cooled down. all of her
Yeah.
muscles released all of the lactic acid like into her bloodstream, and she was like basically like poisoned from that. Like she was violently sick because of like all the lactic acid that her muscles released. So she was super fine. Like during the hike, all the way up, all the way down, we're at the top. She's taking pictures, she's Instagramming, like she's having a great time. That night, absolutely devastated. She was destroyed. And I felt awful because she was so supportive of me all the way up, and she was so supportive of me all the way down. And then she was violently sick when we got back to the house, and I was dead asleep. Like I didn't even remotely wake up. I was just dead asleep, and she's like curled up on the floor of the bathroom, just horribly sick. I felt awful. I finally woke up like late at night, like probably like 3 a.m. I was like, where the hell did Rachel go? Where did you go? I finally found her in the bathroom. I was like, what happened? Where did you go? And she's just, oh yeah, mama. She was, poor thing, was so sick. But that's the story of how we conquered Yosemite Falls.
Very nice.
Just the greatest physical feat that we have ever accomplished in our lives. And we really haven't gone like aggressively hiking since.
I can't imagine why.
I can't imagine why.
So
we went.
You didn't get sick
Go.
from the water, though.
No, I didn't get
So
sick from the water.
crazy.
I told him that I had like a
I
gut of
guess if it
steel.
moves, it's good.
I guess if it moves, it's good. I mean, that's Bear Grylls. That's from Bear Grylls. I feel like it's from Bear Grylls. I don't know.
I feel like you're just making it up.
I feel like I'm definitely making it up, but I know. I mean, the man drank his own piss. Why can't I drink clear water?
Because your body purifies the pee.
I know it. I know.
The water has like animal feces and urine and bacteria in it. But if it's moving fast enough, I think it clears it out. It's like a filter, right?
It's not. It's definitely
not.
But I thought it was. And I guess, you know, the same as Steve Jobs thought that he could like think his way through cancer, I thought my way through that water, and I was fine.
It worked out a little better for you.
It worked out like marginally better for me.
Oh, that's a good story.
Yeah,
so,
it was fun.
So you're teaching online right now?
Yeah, fully online.
So if people see this and are like, ooh, I want that guy to do some voiceover, or I just want to reach out to that guy, how do they get a hold of you?
Oh my gosh. You can you can find my profile for voice acting on voices.com. Search for Brandon Dawson. Or just shoot me an email at bldawson24@gmail.com. Or better yet, go to my website, brandonleedawson.com. You can see my reels for acting. You can see a lot of my show photos. You can find a lot of my voiceover demos there. You can also contact me through my website. It's a nice place. Thank you, Weebly, for helping me create a beautiful website in a fraction of the time. Just plug.
Not a sponsor. But
not a sponsor.
To give me a shout, and we'll make you a sponsor.
Right. Weebly, we'd love to talk.
Quit letting, what's the other one? Squarespace. Quit
also
letting
Wix.
Squarespace take all the ads on podcasts and shows. Come on, Weebly.
It's always Squarespace. Would you like a beautiful website? Try Squarespace. And when you're ready to check out, use this offer code for 10% off. Keep Squarespace.
Squarespace will also take your sponsorship money.
Also Squarespace. Like, I don't mean that bad. Like, he would love that too.
Every podcast. Every podcast.
Every one
that
of them.
And Bomba Socks.
Bomba Socks. Also, Audible was really big for a while.
Yes, Audible.
This podcast is brought to you by Audible.
MailChimp. MailChimp does a lot of ads on podcasts. It's probably because they're cheap. Yeah. They're like, we'll give you $5 for 300 ads. And they're like, well, we're a podcast. We'll take it.
We'll take it. We're not making any money.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's a podcast for you.
Well, thanks for being a guest.
Oh, yes. I'm so happy to. I'm so happy to.
I'd like to thank Brandon Dawson for telling us that great story today. As always, new episodes drop right here every Tuesday and Thursday. Our title music is Red, White, Black, and Blue by Peg and the Rejected. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have a story you'd like to tell on the show, hit us up on our Facebook page, on Twitter at My Best Story Show, or via email at mybeststorypodcast@gmail.com. Until next time, go live your best story.